Right, so we'll jump straight into part two of the system, and this part is to deal with the teacher's dashboard. So whilst we're looking today at this webinar is from the perspective of a swim school coming in and utilising the swim school hub, first section we'll do is look at the teacher's dashboard, and we're going to go through how teachers access to complete tasks, their to-do list, completed library, their permissions, help and PD. So I'm just going to switch over screens and go into the login. So what we see here on the login firstly is that we've just branded a different brand so that you understand that when we do set you up as a swim school, it'll be with your swim school's logo, colours, and you'll also have your own URL that'll be developed that's in your swim school name, so that when your staff log in, they feel like they're logging into a system that's run by your swim school, not the Worldwide Swim School Hub. So each staff member would receive an email when you assign something to them, whether it be training, whether it be compliance, or it might even be an electronic form that they've got to fill out. They'd receive an email with a link in their username and put in their password, and then it would bring them to their dashboard. So once again, this section here that we're going through is just about what the teachers see and how they use it. So there's a to-do list here. I've got a lot of things in my to-do list just because I do show that a lot in the demonstrations, but generally a staff member might only have one of these training items in there, which they receive an email telling them that they have been allocated, say, this 30-minute stroke development, and they would then simply, and what date it's due by, and they'd simply click on the open button, and that would take them straight into that training. And like for me, or where I've been before, I was up to this page before when I was going through it, so it brought me back to where I was at. So they don't have to go through all the training in one go. They can fit it in between times, and they can access this on any device. So it doesn't always have to be at a computer. It can be on a laptop or a tablet or even a mobile phone, as long as they've got internet connections, and they get back out to their staff. So the kind of the types that we share with them, there's training modules, so these little green symbols, but then we also track their compliance, and that's can be things like first aid and CPR, etc. So you may want to be able to track your staff's compliance, so you'd assign all of them their first aid, and when they would receive that, they log in, just put in the date they completed it, and then it would auto set up where the renewal dates are, and they just save that detail, and then it would give them the option to upload a document against it, so that then when that happens, then that will go into the manager and notify the manager that this user has filled that out and uploaded their document, so you can just check it and sign off on it. And then that's compliant. Then when it comes to the renewal date, the system would automatically let them know in advance what is due, and also would put that into a report for the swim school operators, so they understand what staff members have coming due and what's overdue, so they can follow up on all of their compliance as well. And we're also, at the moment, we're building a number of electronic forms that are going to be specific to the swimming industry, and we're going to be releasing those over the coming months, starting this month. And so, they might be assigned directly to a user's to-do list to fill out, or they might be in a library where they can access them at some other point. So I'll just open one of those to show you what they're like. It's basically just a form that they fill out, and a lot of it's just a choosing or tick, or they might be radio buttons or tick and flip, so to speak, and they just answer questions as they're going down. But also some of them will have where they need evidence, so if they click on that button, it'll allow them to upload a document to it, or if they're using their mobile phone or a mobile device, we'll ask them if they want to use their camera to take a photo of it for what they're uploading, and then sign off and then submit. Okay, and so they can go in and out, and once that's submitted, it would send that into a register and notify the administrators. The completed tab is anything that they've done in the past, so that they can go back and access it before. So these are sort of PDF resources that they can go back in and access. This is a training module that they've done before, which they can go back in and open up at any time after and go back through. And also if there's a certificate attached. So most of the Worldwide Swim School Hub content has a certificate attached, and and for Oswim and ASCA, it counts for 1 PD hour for each of the modules that they complete so that they can use that at the time of reaccreditation. There's other assets like links which go out to resources and videos, and over time there'll be some events that we will place into the system as well. Forms tab. The swim school, when we upload the different amounts of forms that we're going to be putting into the system, the actual operators can determine which forms each staff member has access to. So some may have multitask, so some might have chores which have to do with testing water or opening and closing shifts, or others might be just from teachers and they only have those relevant to those teaching appraisals, etc. So you determine which forms that each staff member gets hold to. And then finally, you have a library, the ability to give your staff access to a library. So all of these categories here have been set up in Worldwide Swim School, and they hold about 50 online training modules and a couple hundred different resources, which is a mixture of videos and PDFs, etc., and links. So with inside of here, each of these categories, you determine whether or not the staff get access to them. So if I just open up the simple ones for a second, you can see there's 62 training resources in this age bracket. And so they've just been broken down into a category so things are easy to find. And then from in there, but if you don't want a teacher to have access to this category, you'll be able to remove that access from them so that they don't have access. So you determine which of these categories that a teacher or that your staff members have access to and which they don't have any access to. Finally, all of it is like the tech support and help. Worldwide Swim School takes care of that. So we have help pages, videos, frequently asked questions. We've got a tech support desk as well. So you don't need to worry about with taking on something like this that you're going to need someone that has IT experience or needs to understand how to assist your staff. That's all done in-house from Worldwide Swim School. Finally, for the staff members, they have a profile area, which in that profile area, it allows them just to be able to update their current details. So they might change their mobile number or their email addresses, their contact emergency or home address. So they can use the system here to do that update, and it'll update it in the system for them, as well as the system capturing all of the emails that go backwards and forwards between themselves and the system so that they can go back and at some stage if they want to look at something that's been sent to them, they can just click on that and open up what that message was that was sent to them at the time. And then in any of these modules have a certificate attached to them. When they're completed, they're kept in this list. So when it comes time to do their reaccreditation, they need the evidence. They just simply have to come into here and open these certificates up and then save them onto their device and send them in with their application for reaccreditation.